Indiana Fever lose to a young Washington Mystics team, 83-77. Look lost without Caitlin Clark.
I'll say it. Fire Stephanie White. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
The Indiana Fever lost to the Washington Mystics, a young club, and the team looked completely adrift without Caitlin Clark. I'll say it plainly. Get rid of Stephanie White. The Fever got caught in the worst possible way. The team seemed absolutely lost when Clark wasn't on the court, and this 83-77 loss revealed just how much the team depends on one player. Sydney Colson couldn't handle the pressure. She only scored 4 points and turned the ball over 3 times. The offense failed to score any fast break points. Nothing went right. This wasn't just a loss. Fever fans are worried about the future after a complete system breakdown. Some are even calling for Coach Stephanie White to be fired. If you're eager for Caitlin Clark's return, comment, "Get well soon CC" below. This was a total humiliation for the Indiana Fever, who had a very bad game. Think about it. On the Fever's first possession without Clark, Sydney Colson immediately gave the ball away. That's how this nightmare began. Colson was supposed to be the answer at point guard, filling in for Clark for at least 2 weeks while the star heals from injury. Everyone expected her to at least keep the team afloat. Instead, Sydney Colson gave one of the worst performances you'll ever see from a starting point guard. 4 points on 2 for 7 shooting is only part of the story. She hurt the team further by turning the ball over 3 times and picking up 5 fouls in 31 minutes of playing time. This wasn't just a struggle. It was a breakdown at the moment the team needed leadership most. Sydney Colson played more minutes than Aaliyah Boston, who is a strong MVP candidate this season. Boston, an all-old W candidate, played fewer minutes than Colson, who at times seemed like a full-time comedian and a part-time basketball player. Fans were calling for Colson to be taken out as early as the second quarter. On social media, criticism was harsh. One fan wrote, "I wanted to tell Sydney Colson to leave the basketball before the basketball leaves her, but it's too late. The basketball is gone now. That's how bad it was out there." I honestly think Colson is the worst point guard in the WNBA, and I've seen Julie Van Loo have bad games, and that's saying something. The offense seemed completely lost. Colson's teammates just stood around waiting for something to happen while she tried to run plays. The Fever's usual rhythm of ball movement stopped entirely. The point guard couldn't deliver passes where they needed to go, so players couldn't get into position. This offense was terrible, and Sydney Colson was a terrible point guard for this team. This is a far cry from Clark's usual 19 points and over 10 assists per game. The difference showed just how much the Fever rely on Clark, not just to score, but to make her teammates better, to make it easy for them to score. Colson couldn't do any of that against Washington. She is clearly not the backup point guard the team needs. When Caitlin Clark was on the court, the Fever scored 12 points in a quarter against the Atlanta Dream. Without Clark, they struggled, scoring 17 points in one quarter and 13 in another. Fever fans exploded on social media, questioning why Stephanie White didn't prepare a stronger backup plan. Everyone knew Clark might get hurt, and there was time to prepare, but this was the best solution they could find. The fans were furious there wasn't better planning. Colson's performance highlighted a bigger problem for the Fever. They lacked depth at the most crucial position. You need someone who can at least run basic plays when your star is injured, someone who won't turn the ball over repeatedly in critical moments. The Fever don't have that. What did Colson's game make you think? She can play ball. Sure, that was a good signing. But did she energize the team or make any notable plays? No. What in the game strategy suggested the team was ready for this challenge? If there was a plan, what made it look like the Fever were prepared? This performance left many wondering if the squad could even survive one game without Clark, let alone 2 weeks. Here's a number to make your stomach drop. 0 fast break points in the entire game. That's right, none. Clark's amazing court vision and ability to push the tempo usually lead the Fever's offense. She creates easy transition buckets that keep the team competitive. Without her, the team scored only 77 points and shot a season-low 23.8% from three-point range. No fast breaks, no quick points, nothing. The ball movement completely stalled. The Fever tallied only 15 assists, down from their usual 22 per game. That massive decline shows just how much the offense depends on Clark. Without their main playmaker, everything fell apart. Players couldn't find each other. Open shots became contested, and forced shots turned into easy points for the opposition. Kelsey Mitchell shot 4 for 16 from the field and the free throw line, wandering aimlessly with the ball instead of making decisive plays. The team had 21 turnovers, maybe 19, but definitely more than 17, setting a season high for mistakes. They turned the ball over even more than when Clark played and had around 10 turnovers herself. Mitchell was supposed to be the secondary scorer, taking charge when Clark was out, but she couldn't get good shots or create her own consistently. The offense wasn't designed to flow through her as it does with Clark. Aaliyah Boston took just 5 shots, despite shooting 4 of 5 successfully. She barely touched the ball because no one was passing to her. Think about that. The best player on the team got the fewest chances because the ball couldn't get to her where she needed it. The offense degenerated into isolation plays and unnecessary shots. Losing the main playmaker forces players to do too much alone. They hold the ball too long, stop passing, and take tough shots, causing the whole system to fall apart. Would you believe the Fever could even challenge the Mystics, a team with 2 All-Stars and 2 clear future Hall of Famers, when playing like this? No, it looked like a pickup squad out there, full of hero ball and isolation. It makes you wonder what they even do in practice. Washington's defense hardly had to try. They sat back and let the Fever self-destruct because they knew the Fever couldn't run their usual plays. No fast breaks, no crisp ball movement, just easy isolation basketball to stop. This wasn't just about Clark not scoring. It was about losing the entire offensive system that made the Fever good. With Clark, the Fever score 107.5 points per 100 possessions. Without her, only 87.7 points. That huge drop shows how much one player changes everything. It seemed like the team had no fire or energy. Lexi Hull did some decent things, but the head coach, who should be leading the team, stood on the sidelines with her arms crossed and looked like she didn't care. That's not acceptable. Scoring only 77 points showed how poorly the team was constructed and how much they relied on Clark. You don't have a team if the offense can't function without one player. It's a one-woman show with backup actors who can't perform when the star is absent. Fever fans are furious at Stephanie White, and can you blame them? White had time to prepare for life without Clark. Everyone knew this injury was likely. They had time to meet, plan new offensive sets, and devise strategies for setbacks. But this was a bad day for Stephanie White. Ken Swift shared a picture claiming it showed White's sideline decision.